Belmont, Massachusetts, standing at the beautiful Underwood Pool.
Howdy. Hey, are you okay? Yeah. And for this week's episode,
libraries, and they were meeting to the library.
And I have between 8 to 21.
So Power's mission is to help people learn and grow and achieve their musical goals.
No, they're coming, they're coming.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Behind the Scenes, where today I'm interviewing a UMass Boston professor. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Long time no see.
I know.
How have you been?
I've been doing well, thank you. Busy.
So my first question is, what do you teach at UMass and how long have you been a professor?
I teach courses in mental health, and I have been at UMass Boston since 1989 as part-time, and then 2004 as full-time. So I've been teaching since.
How many classes do you teach and how many students do you have in your classes?
I have 3 courses that I teach, and I have between 8 to 21 students. The 8 is the internship course that is a smaller number, and then the other one is a more general that goes up to 21.
That's a lot of students.
Yeah.
What's the biggest class you ever taught?
Biggest class was 39 people. That was very large. Yes.
How was that?
It was a lot to do, a lot to read, the papers especially. I had 3-4 papers to read for each person, and that would take me a long time.
That sounds a lot.
It was a lot, yeah. It was a lot.
Are your classes online or are they in person?
They're mostly online, and I have one class that I teach on campus right now.
So when COVID started, everyone had to do classes online. How did that went?
That was not difficult for me because I've been teaching online since 2002. Therefore, going online was very simple for me. I had to take the on-campus class also to online. That was a challenge to some of the students. It was not a challenge for me because I was ready for it.
So you had a lot of practice with it.
I did have a lot of practice. Yes, I have been teaching since 2002, and then 2004 we had started to have camera in. We didn't have camera in 2002 and 2003. Now we have Zoom, we have all kinds of media that we can actually see each other, which is wonderful. Yeah.
Now look at this era. There's a lot of online classes now. A lot more than it has been, it seems like.
It was a kind of big change. I think for some people who hadn't taught online, it was a challenge. And then they had to learn it. Then I helped some how to do it. For me, it was not a challenge. For me, I was thankful that I had been doing it for a long time. It was easy for me to take only one on-campus class to the online.
I remember when I did online the first time, and it was kind of hard. But
it is the mechanics of it that if you learn some skills and some buttons to push, that you should be okay.
I remember at some point during COVID, I was tired of looking at a screen because I had like 3 classes a day.
Yes, that was a challenge for me too, because in the summertime I have two courses that I teach in person. Those are online students that we take them to campus for 2 weeks, intensive weeks, and I teach about 8 hours a day. For being online 8 hours a day, that was a bit tiresome. That was a new experience for me.
Okay, so my next question is, what is the busiest month you ever had in a semester?
The busiest month is June because of those intensive courses that I teach, about 8 hours a day. And then, of course, I have to endure reading their papers afterwards. There's about 80 papers that I need to read after, and they are fairly long.
Wow.
Yes, so June is my busiest. It goes into a small part of July, is mainly June.
It must feel good to finish reading all those papers.
It does. I'm busy right now doing it because I just finished them.
Oh,
Finished those intensive courses.
wow.
Yeah.
Does UMass Boston have any film classes?
I know that we do have a studio of recordings. I know even the person who runs it. I'm not sure that we have courses or not. I know that we do have a media center.
So my last question is, do you have any most memorable moments working at UMass Boston?
Most memorable, I have a lot of them. I think that probably the one that stands out is when I was offered the position, full-time position in 2004. I had been part-time since 1989. And then when I was offered the full-time position in 2004, I was very, very happy.
And like, what is it like being a professor?
It's wonderful. I think it's something, mental health is something that you can use in your own life. And you can also transfer it to the students, that they use it for their own life. It's not just teaching them to help other people. I think the material is very helpful to you as a teacher and is to the students as the students.
Well, thank you for your time. This was very interesting.
Very welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
And I'll see you in the next episode.